Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I'm your host, Ed Troxel, and I am a tech expert. I help you with your online business. I help you take your ideas, turn them into a business here online, and be able to manage it all. As you just saw in the clip before I jumped on, that's the Hey Ed app. That's our network for anybody who wants to become an entrepreneur or who already is. That is the place that you need to be, because that's where you're going to get help with your business and tech and so much more. Today, we even had one of our members ask about healthcare options here in California and got to talk to them about the website and the best practices and where they should go for getting help. So that was super cool. If this is your first time joining, welcome. Be sure to pop into the comments. My regulars, you already know that, but those who are new, pop into the comments, say hello, even if you're watching the replay. It's super important that you do this, not only for me to know that you're here and that you have an opinion about the show, but also for you to be discovered. The comments not only stay here on Facebook, but I repurpose my broadcasts over on my blog, which gets indexed by Google, and all of your comments come with it. Therefore, you show up in Google rankings. We've seen this on the show, by the way, where people can Google themselves and find that they've been attached to my name. So it helps you out, it helps me out, so teamwork equals success, all right? So today it's going to be a wham bam, here we go. You're going to probably have to watch the replay because I am so energized and ready to go. I'll try to slow things down, but remember, you can catch the replay, and I want you to take notes however you can on this one, because we got a lot that we're going to cover, and I don't know if it's the awesome coffee I had this morning or just because we finally had some sun here in Northern California. For those not familiar, we've been dealing with the smoke that actually now I guess is over towards the East Coast as well. So it's been a nightmare. We're supposed to have rain tomorrow, super excited, and I could already see the sun this morning and some blue skies in between the clouds and the smoke. So it's like, what? We have life again. So anyway, this show is a business talk show. We talk about business, tech, and the user experience. Today, we are going to talk about Instagram and how you're going to be losing followers if you're not already, or you may or may not. I don't know. We'll talk about that. And then also, we're going to talk about how Amazon and Apple and what they're up to. Not really how, but what they're up to. See, you can mess up. It's okay. But first, we do a thing called random news here. It's just to get us in, connection. Like I said, it's a talk show, so this allows us to break things up, and it also makes you more aware of certain things, like this one that I'm going to share with you, which is so important, and it's on the Facebook page here, right below this video, but I wanted to point it out because live broadcasting is the way to go for Facebook, and that's the way that our message can be seen and heard more than a regular post. So it's my job to show you important things during the live broadcast because you may not see them otherwise. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. While I'm doing that, you can pop into the comments and say hello because I know you're there. I see you, and you're probably listening to me on your way home or heading out for the holiday weekend, sort of. It's not really the weekend yet, but we're all feeling it. We're all ready to go. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. Now, like I said, this post is right below this current one that we're on, and it is for all you parents out there. Super, super important that you take a few minutes today to go through and watch this news segment. I think it's less than 5 minutes. I watched it when I was at the gym. Very interesting. The terms/acronyms that teens are using to communicate with each other, and you're going to be surprised by some of them. So if you have kids, you want to watch this, and if you could, please let me know in the comments that you watched it, just because adding a comment will help this post be boosted. Not Facebook boost where you pay for it, but just in general, having activity on this post will push it up in the newsfeed so that other parents can see this, because it's very important. And while I don't have kids, I've been around kids. I've worked with kids ever since I was young. And so it's one of those things that it's my job to help you stay up with technology, both for your business and just in general. And so this is one of those things that I wanted to share with you. So moving on to another news story here. How about bananas on your pizza? What do you think about this? Are you at all curious or would like maybe bananas on your pizza? Is this a terrible idea? I don't know. I will say it almost looks like a Hawaiian pizza, Hawaiian style. I'm not a banana fan though, and currently I'm not supposed to have bananas anyway. My trainer doesn't want me to have bananas, so really I wouldn't be interested in this. I love pizza, but this is not for me. But I don't know. What do you think? Adding that? See, look, we thought it was pineapple was a bad idea. I will say I like pineapple on my pizza. So anyway, hey Whitney, welcome. Janet, cooked bananas taste like potatoes. Oh, that's interesting. Hey T, that's a bad idea. And while we have Janet here, I also want to say Janet has been cracking me up today. I will tell you, let me just bring it back for a second. We were talking earlier, and this is still a serious story, but we had a funny conversation around it. For those who have been paying attention to the news and tech and all of this stuff going on, there's that whole sisters... Janet, help me out. I forget the name. Sister scam. It's some kind of gifting sisters or sister's gift or something like that. Anyway, it comes around every year. I posted about it earlier. And so, long story short, don't do it. It's a scam and it's not good. It doesn't look good either if you're like, yeah, I do that. I like it. Well, that's weird. But Janet, you've been Sisters Christmas Exchange. There we go. Thanks, Janet. But Janet was cracking me up because we just had such a good conversation in the comments. But what I wanted to point out is that Janet actually shared with me, because here's the thing. Before I say anything else about that, here's the thing. It's one thing to hear in the news, that there's a scam going on. It's another to hear it every year happening. And then it's a whole nother thing when you know somebody who's actually commented to let people know that it's a scam and then gets locked out of everything. So Janet had shared that with me, that at one time she actually got locked out of Facebook completely for commenting on one of those posts that was tied to it. And that's not the only story. I heard somebody else, one of my Edsters, was saying the same thing, that she had posted in a group to let them know that, hey, that's a scam. And the group facilitator, the host, actually deleted the comment. And it's like, oh, that's not a good look. So, when scams come up, really just let them be. Let them be. It's not worth it. And, when you get locked out of Facebook, as Janet can probably tell you, when you get locked out of Facebook, that's your whole world. It's not your personal profile. It's not just your business page. It's not just Messenger. It's everything. Everything. These days, it's probably even going to be Instagram. I'll tell you that right now. Facebook was down this morning somewhat. And it affected Instagram a lot. My Instagram was horrible this morning. I could not post. It took forever to post something. And then on Facebook, it worked in a snap. And then it started to slow down and then came back up. So there's been a lot of stuff going on there. And we'll talk about the Instagram changes coming up here. All right. Now, the next thing in random news, and this is interesting. I want to know, even if you're watching the replay, what do you guys think about luxury apartments really going the extra mile to add luxury, apartments adding luxury offerings like this, what do we call this, a track, or rooftop swimming pools and gyms and doggy, they had other stuff on here, a running track, dog park, outdoor movie theater for resident bars only and restaurants. You guys, this is crazy cool. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, and I don't even want to know, I think it says the price tag in here, but let's not even worry about price for a minute. Let's talk about the fact that these days we actually have less people connection, right? Because we're online. So online, we are constantly connecting with each other and we're having this. But I don't get to see you, right? Unless I bring you on. And so we have to remember that in a tech world like we're living in, how can we get those real experiences? How can we really connect with our people and bring that sense of community around? And so what I love about this, let me bring it back on. what I love about this idea is you're having everything in one place. Of course, I'd like to go places, but that's a different story. But Whitney says, for the price you have to pay, they need to add something. Exactly, Whitney. I know. And I don't even want to know, like, if they had this in California, I don't even want to know how much rent would be. It would be ridiculous. There are event teams to bring the community together. Yeah, like, you guys, this is like, I don't know if it's my dream location in terms of like a community this way, but how cool is this to be able to not only have your apartment there, but have your outdoor activities up top where you get to connect with your neighbors. Hopefully you like your neighbors, and be able to go down to the local bar and meet people that are near you. And it's just a really cool idea. Let's see if they had the price here. I think they had it towards the bottom, if I remember correctly. I mean, look at that. Furnished in 2020 and will include 504 condominiums. 504. So they're making it more hotel style, and you can guess, okay, here's the cost. Between $1,890 for a one bedroom, up to $8,000 a month. Now, that's, I mean, I'm not trying to do the whole $8,000 a month deal, but how cool is that? And to be able to have that sense of community and to be able to be part of something bigger. I don't know. It just, that gets me excited, as you can tell. All communities have had this. Yeah, and that's true too, Janet. There are a lot on a smaller scale. There are the pool, the rec rooms, the pool. So we've had this, right? This is just, wine rooms. Yes, that would be nice. Actually, that would be really cool. What's cool about this idea is it takes what we already have in place for a lot of miniature apartment communities and things, but it brings that extra experience, right? They're taking that experience that they see people having in hotels. We see hotels all the time trying to step up their game and really have like these grand gestures in this experience, because they want you to walk into the door and feel like you're on vacation and be in a luxury resort and all this stuff. So now apartment buildings need to start doing that too, because, I mean, let's face it, nobody really wants to live in a lot of the apartment buildings because they're not up to date, or they're not, the coolest thing. I don't know. It's been a while, but we'll go with that for now. All right. So let's talk about Amazon and Apple and what they're doing, because that's a nice segue from the apartments into this, because it talks about the customer journey, and then we'll talk about Instagram here. So Amazon, how many of you guys know what Amazon and Apple are doing? Before I even tell you everything, I'm the one doing all the talking. Maybe I should let you type for a second. Do you know the news with Amazon and Apple? Have you heard about anything going on with them? No right or wrong answer, even if you're watching the replay. With Apple, let's just talk about this for a second. You have Apple and you have Amazon. They both have their own customer journey, right? Their own customer experience that people walk through. Amazon is known for its click and buy, like just search, buy, and you're good, and deliver for 2 days. Which, by the way, while I'm mentioning that, I want you guys to know I did answer yesterday's question, which is in a post down below. So let me bring it up here. I got to scroll for a second. Dun, 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 dun. Tammy, hey. Google right now. Yeah, see, I'm giving you guys some time to Google it. So let me mention this. I had this post come up, and this is fascinating for all of you guys because, like I said, you got to get into the video if you're not in there already. So the other day, I posted this question. Whoops, let me bring it down. Why did Amazon move into producing original content that competed with Hollywood? And I wanted you guys to answer this. So some of you did. Now I want to share what the real answer for this is. So why did Amazon move into producing original content that competed with Hollywood? The answer is because video content helps Amazon convert viewers into shoppers. Did you get that? Because video helps Amazon convert viewers into shoppers. Now can you see why video, especially live video, is so important for growing your business? You see why? That's why I tell you guys this. You just got to show up, deliver, and engage. That's it. Just like I'm doing right here, right now. So that blew me away when I was reading my book about that. And really just, whoa. In fact, I'll share with you guys, I actually have training that I haven't announced yet, so you guys can tell me if you're interested in it or not. But I started already writing out training for going live. You know, I kind of have one, but that's specific to like setting up as a TV show and all that stuff. But I actually wrote out a new training plan for straight up beginners and really being able to understand how you get past the I don't want to be on camera to this is it, we're going live, and really going through that. So anyway, I'm just throwing it out there to see what you guys are interested in. But that's the thing. And let me show you one more post that I want to get your insight on, your feedback on. It's not really feedback, but I want to know what you guys think. So I did post this one a little bit earlier, and I wanted to know, what do you write on your Post-its when it comes to business? And the reason I'm asking that is because I want to see what you guys say in terms of your Post-its. So like, for instance, I have Post-its on my computer screen here, and some are quotes, some are days of the week and what I need to do. Another one is how much money I actually am putting away for different things. Another one is, what is this one? Oh, it's just another quote. So I have different ones on mine, and I'd love to hear what you guys have. That would be really cool. So Amazon and Apple. Amazon, we know, has their experience. And then how many of you guys have been to an Apple store? Even if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. How many of you have been to an Apple store? Or even shopped on apple.com? Either way, there's an experience there, right? You have this luxury. And you know what? Let me pull up apple.com, by the way, because I want to share what this looks like. Tammy says, I'm not allowed Post-its. They overtake my desk. That is so true, Tammy. Janet, one quote and my color codes for my website. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I have that in my Trello board. That's really good. Yes, I've been to apple.com. Perfect. So, you guys, you've all seen Amazon, so we're not even going to worry about that. But let's just look at apple.com. Super clean. There's an experience that goes on here. You click to where you need to go. You want an iPhone, you go there, and it welcomes you, and it has these options, and all of this is really nice and great, right? And there's this experience. Same thing when you go into a Apple store. You go into an Apple store, and it's like a showroom. You can touch the devices, you can pick them up, you can get that attention that you need from the sales associates and find out what needs to be fixed on your phone and all this stuff. Well, now Amazon and Apple are now going to connect with each other and allow each other to sell. Well, how do I phrase that? Amazon is now going to start offering Apple products for sale. So before, you couldn't really just buy a new iPhone because that just doesn't happen. You have to go to Apple. But soon they're going to be able to allow you to do that. And I don't know how I feel about this. Now, you guys share with me what your thoughts are. But let's talk this out for a second. When it comes to Amazon, it's great because it's all in one spot, right? So the pros are, yes, I can buy my iPhone, throw it in my cart, get it in 2 days, whatever. And it's all part of my Amazon experience. So super helpful. I can see the reviews. I can do all this stuff. So it's all in one spot where I'm already hanging out. That's awesome, and that makes sense. However, if we think about Apple for a second, we put on our Apple hat, and we're the business, we're Apple corporate, and we allow this to happen, are we taking away from that customer experience, Are we allowing ourselves to basically, I don't know what the right word is, be a Toys R Us case later? You know what I mean? Like, when we allow ourselves to be part of that situation, is that going to take away from our sales and our experience that we provide? Think about that. So the reason I bring this up is because it's really important to pay attention to the opportunities that come up and realize that you may or may not want to take them all the time, right? There's going to be opportunities all the time, but you have to decide which ones are going to work for you and your business and your customers. And so for me, hearing this, it's like, okay, that's cool, but I'm worried about the whole Apple experience, and I'll explain a little bit more of kind of my background. Let me catch up on the comments here. Jan says, holy moly, you should be flying high. You're like a personal shopper of Apple and affiliates for you. I know, I know, only if. Jillian says, I sort of agree with you. Part of Apple's draw is the feeling fancy of it all. Exactly. But I do love one click and having all of my stuff come in on my Prime subscription. Exactly. See, we're all torn. We're torn on this because there is that, oh, it's all right here in my Prime. All right. Tammy says, yes, Apple isn't the winner here. They're losing focus of their customers because that's why we pay ridiculous prices. They're exclusive. Yes. And so, you guys, we have to think about that stuff. And I'll share with you another example because this is what I recognized when I even worked at Apple is you have Apple stores and the products there, and it's great, right? And they're all at one price. There's no sales. It's just there. And then you have outlets like Best Buy, where you also sell them. So again, that's great to be able to be in more places that people can reach because not everyone has an Apple store. I get that. The problem is that you no longer can control that pricing. Sort of. You can do it to a certain extent. What I mean by that is, let's say Apple, your MacBook Air starts at $1,000. We'll just round up. Well, Best Buy is selling it for $799. But Apple maybe can only price match to $899. So you, the customer, are definitely going to get the cheaper option because you're going to base off of price, not the experience. And you may or may not get a sales associate at Best Buy who knows what they're talking about for that device and who is trying to get you what you really need, not necessarily what you want. Does that make sense? Let me back up for a second. You may think that you want that, but then after talking to an expert, you actually realize that's not what you need. You need a MacBook Pro because you want to do all these fun, fancy video edits and things like that, and your MacBook Air is not going to be able to handle that. But you went based off of price. So that's the hard part about it. And we run into this with our online business all the time, right? I mean, how many of you, even watching the replay, have run into this where you have a product, you have a service, and you may be priced higher than your competitors. Therefore, some of those customers aren't coming over to you. They're like, well, you know, you're great, but I really can't afford this. And so they go somewhere else. And I don't know, we'll just say 8 out of 10 times, probably more like 9. But we'll say maybe 7. We'll be generous. 7 out of 10 times, they don't get that experience, that service, that knowledge that you have that you're providing at that higher price. Therefore, they actually almost spend twice as much, if not more, because they have to do a runaround afterwards. They have to then backtrack. And we've all done this at one point or another with a product or service that we've bought too, you know, and we have to understand that's what happens. And it works the other way too. Sometimes there's things that are priced really expensive and we think that's the best and we go with it and we realize actually it wasn't. That other one was better and it was cheaper. So it goes both ways. But the point is that we have to realize what is, yeah, Tammy says that is so true. Fiverr is so true. So true. I will tell you guys, there is a reason why I'm not on Fiverr. There's a big reason why I'm not on Fiverr. And nothing against, anybody who's on there or what you're doing with the Fiverr, because I've had some help from somebody once before on Fiverr and it was great. But it was part of my testing for something, not really like full blown like this needs to be done. And it's just one of those things where we have to know what our intent is. What do we want? How are we structuring our business? And what opportunities do we want to try out? And what opportunities we just need to say, I think I'm going to pass. Maybe it's going to be the wrong decision, but I got to pass. So it will be very interesting to see what happens with the Apple and Amazon merger, I guess we can call it. Because, again, I would hesitate and say no, because it's Apple. They're exclusive. Like, why? People come to you. Here's the thing. When we got our store locally here, I didn't like the location. I still don't. And I thought to myself, why are we here? Why don't we have a store in this location? Because that would be so much easier for our customers. And it doesn't matter if that mall's dead in terms of traffic. We bring the traffic. And so even to this day, I'm still like, it doesn't make any sense because Apple can show up in the middle of nowhere. People are still going to come to it. It's just that good. And so you have to realize, look at what you do and realize your potential and what you bring to the table and know that, yeah, you can make this happen and you can make this work. But you got to say no sometimes. A lot of times we start off with yes, yes, yes. We got to realize we got to say no, no, no and get to that exclusivity. So I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that. And finally, as we take a breather, Instagram. How many of you, even watching the replay, how many of you guys have Instagram? Tammy says, so which stock are you going to buy, Ed? Well, I have Apple. I have Apple stock. I don't have Amazon yet, but I have Apple. So we're already there. But Instagram, how many of you guys have an Instagram account that you actually use? Let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. Now, this is way overdue, way, way, way overdue. And hopefully it won't affect too many of you guys because you've been following me and know that we shouldn't be buying followers and we shouldn't be, having these random parties try to increase our following like crazy. Instagram now is going to start, and I think they already actually start cleaning up the fake accounts and the bots. And, Facebook's doing it, and so now they're kind of pushing that over to their other project, which is Instagram. And they're going to start removing those fake accounts. And I don't think there's a number on this article. Let me just see real quick. They started yesterday removing that, and they're hoping that people won't use services like, let me bring this up because it says a couple of them. Do not go get these services. I'm just sharing this with you to show you that they're hoping that these types of programs / services, which cost anywhere from $10 to $45 a month, you guys, that's just a waste of money. Wasting money. So please don't do that. But they're having these big time cleanups. So you're probably going to start seeing a lot of your friends, your followers, quote, influencers, you're going to start seeing their numbers drop. And I don't know, it's going to be interesting because I think, and I'm sure my numbers will drop because there's fake accounts that automatically follow us. So we didn't buy them. I don't buy followers and I don't want bots. But because it's so popular on Instagram, they have a system, these people have a system that based off of your hashtag or your location or whatever, they can attach themselves right away to your account, meaning follow you or comment, and it'd be a really weird comment. And so you have to understand that even your numbers, even if you don't buy into the follower stuff, your numbers still may drop, and that's okay. We don't want to be obsessed with our numbers like that. But it will be interesting to see some of these accounts that we maybe are following and that we really think all, 10,000 plus are real people. It will be interesting to see how those numbers drop and what happens with those accounts. So just be aware there's change coming. It's well overdue, long overdue for Instagram. And, Instagram is just one of those platforms that it's been like that. And Facebook has it too, don't get me wrong, but it's different and it's not the same. Whereas Instagram, it has these bots and they're automatic and they go right away. And I haven't actually seen services that help you get friends on Facebook. I'm sure that these ones that are Instagrams do that too, but Facebook has been built from the beginning more of only if I know you or if you're friends of a friend. Whereas Instagram is, hey, what's up? We're at a concert. Hey, cool, you look cool, let's do this, type thing. I don't know. So it will be interesting. Tammy says, yep, she has Instagram. Janet says, I use Instagram, but I don't think I have bots. I do not have a lot of followers. That is okay, Janet. That is great. I prefer less is more. And actually, what's funny? In a separate article, I did read that there are some brands now that, and I couldn't find any click links to share with you guys, but there are brands now that are wanting to promote their content through people on Instagram that have actually less than 1,000 followers. They're looking for more to 300 to 500 followers. Isn't that interesting? How the tables are turning. It's almost the same idea of where we had all this airbrushing. I mean, we still do, but all the airbrushing and making everything look perfect on a magazine, because we know Instagram still has that going on, but on a magazine, to, no, where's the real models? Where's the curves? Where's the realness? I mean, what do you really look like, right? Which is why live video is so popular. And that's what we have to understand. And that's why we want to make sure that we're not trying to make things perfect. We're trying to make things real and share those real moments. Tammy says, liked one of my Facebook posts this week. Oh, there you go. Yeah, and Facebook has some weird ones going on too right now. I know a few of us were talking about that earlier today, that we had random private messages, and it's like, wait, what? I mean, I had somebody who private messaged me a GoFundMe link, but no context, and we've never talked before. You expect me to take time to go click on that to figure out what it is? No, I don't even know you. What are you talking about? So, unfriend, bye. So realize that you don't have to engage. That's what I'll leave you guys with too, is because we're going to wrap up here in a second. I want to make sure that you realize you do not have to engage in the comments if it's going to distract you and be a negative impact. Meaning, a great example, and we're not going to get too far into this, but I just want to share this example. Politics, right? That's a whole firestorm, right? I mean, you don't even want to go there on social media, because it is just such a hot topic, and it really is going to just put you down the rabbit hole. So don't engage in that. If that's not your business, if that's not what you're really trying to accomplish online, then don't engage with it. If somebody drops a comment, fine. If it's not bad, then, don't flag it or whatever. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but you gotta remind yourself, is this worth my time? Should I be spending my time doing this and trying to reply? Or should I go ahead and just keep moving forward? And a lot of the times, you just got to keep moving forward. So, and that's not just politics, but that's in a lot of different things. And, you just kind of have to make those decisions again. Is this something I should say yes to and comment? Or is this something I should say no and move on? So think about that. Tammy says, pizza company, I had tagged them in a post. Oh, cool. That's who liked your Facebook post. Nice. Excellent. Yeah, it's all about connecting with people, you guys. Connecting with people. That's the big one. Tammy says, I don't do politics, and it's hard not to get sucked in sometimes. It is. It's really, really hard. That's why I wanted to say it out loud, because sometimes we need to hear it from somebody that understands, and that's like, oh, Okay, you're right. I don't have to. It's okay not to get sucked into the conversation. Exactly. If it doesn't move my business, I don't engage. Boop. Perfect. I don't know why I said boop, but it worked. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. And I am so thankful for you guys. Have a great rest of your day and have a great Thanksgiving and enjoy. Oh, by the way, I already closed it. Let me bring this up for you guys just to show you what I got going on for you right now. And I'll be adding to it more as we go throughout the week, because a lot of things aren't going to be kicking off until Thursday/Friday. So let me share this post with you guys real quick. I created a new blog post called Black Friday Deals 2018. It has some of the services that I use, like Dubsado, which is currently on sale. Technically, Hey Ed membership is on sale right now, so you have that opportunity there. You also have an opportunity for my signature course. And then coming Friday, you have a couple things regarding websites. And then I'll keep adding to this list as I hear about deals and things like that. So be sure to check back on that. And I'm going to go ahead and leave you with this. Take care, guys.